Okay, guys, I am in here. So I'll give it a few minutes and then we'll get started. All right. All right, I think I got everything I need in my little area. So let's get started. First, we're gonna look at just like um a quick review of Madeline's timeline, nothing in depth, just to get an idea of where things stand right now and to kind of give uh uh um I just lost the word I was gonna say. But basically, if there's anyone new to the case, we're gonna get you enough information to understand what's going on and where the case stands right now. All right, so I'm gonna read this, and it says Madeline Soto was reported missing in Kissimmee. Madeline Sophia Soto, 13, was reported missing on Monday, the 26th of February, at around 8:30 a.m. And I don't think that time is right. I think she was actually reported missing at around 8:30 p.m. Because 8:30 a.m. is when Stephen Stearns says that he dropped her off near the school. So yeah, I believe it's 8:30 p.m. because her mother, when she went to the school to pick her up and she wasn't there, and she checked a few places and she ended up following the police, and school got out at about 4:30 ish. So this definitely is not correct. It's not the AM. Orange County Sheriff's Office said that she was last seen off Village Park Drive in Kissimmee near Orlando heading to school. Madeline was described as 5 feet 1 inches tall. It says that she is white, but we know that Madeline is actually Hispanic because her mother is Hispanic, her mother's mother is Hispanic. Um, with blonde hair and blue eyes. She was wearing a green sweatshirt, black shorts, and white Crocs. Her mother's boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, claims that he dropped her off near to the Hunters Creek Middle School on Town Loop Boulevard around 8:45 a.m. However, Madeline never showed up for class. Her mother discovered that Madeline was missing after she went to pick her up from school later that day. All right, a little bit on Jennifer Soto. She said that the last conversation she had with her daughter happened the night before her disappearance. Madeline was spotted walking by a church. Cameras saw, and this is just a few of her statements. Cameras saw her hanging out in the parking lot and then getting up and leaving. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. Around 9 a.m., she headed toward the school but never made it. The principal called her. They took a look at the cameras. She didn't think the cameras caught anything because it was too far away and grainy. Now, a little bit on Stephen Stearns. Soto told Channel 9 that her boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, who is now the prime suspect in Maddie Soto's death, had taken the girl to school. Uh, I'm gonna apologize in advance for all the yawning. It's the medication that has me yawning like that. All right. February 28th, 2024, an emergency arrest warrant was issued for Stephen Stearns. Detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off on the morning of February 26th near the school. Instead, they believe she was already dead at the time that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day. So let's go over. Uh, it's kind of a simplified timeline. February 22nd, 2024. That was Madeline Soto's 13th birthday. February 25th, that Sunday, is when Madeline Soto's 13th birthday party was held at her grandmother's home. Jen Soto, Madeline's mother, did not attend the party. February 26th, about 8:30 a.m. Mom claims, I'm not even going to call her mom, but Jennifer claims Madeline was driven to school by her boyfriend, the mom's boyfriend, Stefan Stearns, dropped off at a nearby church. February 26th, 4:30 p.m. Jennifer Soto goes to pick up Madeline from Hunches Creek Middle School and finds out her daughter never did not attend class that day. Again, I apologize for the yawning. It's the medication. February 26th, Stephen Stearns was interviewed. He gave consent to search his phone, but stated that he accidentally performed a factory reset. February 26th, 8 p.m. Madeline was reported missing. Orange County Sheriff's Office deputies met Jennifer at the school, canvassed the area, and searched with a bloodhound but had no success. February 27th, 10 p.m. Jennifer Soto interviews with Fox 35 and Stephen Stearns appears in the background. February 28th, 4 p.m. Sheriff Mina said Madeline Soto had left her phone at home Monday, the day of her disappearance. February 28th, investigators received Stephen Stearns' phone contents. February 28th, an emergency arrest warrant was issued for Stephen Stearns. Lastly, on February 28th, 9:52 p.m., Stearns was arrested on unrelated charges and named prime suspect in quotes on Madeline Soto's case. Next day, February 29th, Kissimmee Police Department releases Stephen Stearns' arrest affidavit. March 1st, 1 p.m. Sheriff Mina announces investigators, quote, are now confident, unquote, missing 13-year-old Madeline Soto is dead. Deputies believe that Madeline Soto was never dropped off at school on Monday morning and was dead before then. They also said Stearns allegedly moved her body in the morning hours of that day after killing her in Kissimmee. Stearns was last seen in the area between 1 and 2:30 p.m. on Monday and might have been changing a flat tire at that time. March 1st, 4:30 p.m. Madeline's body was found off Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County near the lake. Sheriff Mina said he had met with Madeline's mother the night before to tell her he was confident her daughter was dead and that the deputies are now looking for her body. Osceola County Sheriff's Office has video evidence that shows Stephen Stearns throwing items into a dumpster behind their apartment building around 7:35 a.m. Those items included the teen's backpack and her school issued laptop. March 12th. The state attorney's office for the Ninth Judicial Circuit has filed 60 new criminal charges against Stephen Stearns. Detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off on the morning of February 26th near her school. Instead, they believe she was already dead at the time and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours. February 26th. Oh, that just skipped all over back and forth. February 26th. Stephen Stearns' timeline. Okay, so they're doing his timeline in this part. 7:35 a.m. Madeline Monday, investigators collected video evidence that shows Stephen Stearns discarding items in a dumpster in an apartment complex in Kissimmee. Detectives recovered Madeline's backpack and her school issued laptop from that dumpster. A license 8:10 a.m. A license plate reader captured Stephen's vehicle with the Florida tag TYLL82 driving away from the school during school hours. 8:19 a.m. The video shows Stearns returning to the apartment complex, showing what appears to be Soto's body. 1:20 p.m. He is seen changing a tire on Old Hickory Tree Road. He is wearing a green and jack, light brown backward. I think they meant hat. He's wearing a green, light brown hat backward. The car is facing the area of Harmony. I'm not sure where Harmony is. We're gonna take a look on the map and see if we can get some reference points for that. I don't know if it's a street or a town. March 1st. Okay. March 1st, 2024, a body is found on Hickory Tree Road, where the body was found. Also, right there in this last one where it says he was seen changing a tire on Old Hickory Tree Road. Now you got Hickory Tree Road and Old Hickory Tree Road. So it's two separate roads. And I believe that he was actually seen changing the tire on Hickory Tree Road because Madeline's body was found on Hickory Tree Road. And if I recall correctly, him changing a tire, he changed the tire in the vicinity of where Madeline's body was found. That's just my understanding from what I've been listening to and reading, and I believe that's gonna be correct. Is he actually changed the tire on Hickory Tree Road and not Old Hickory Tree Road? Okay, March 1st. We're talking about locations. Body found on Hickory Tree Road. Where the body was found is located either on Hickory Tree Road in St. Cloud. I don't know who wrote this, but it's messed up on the wording in some places. The police believe Madeline may have been killed at the family's Kissimmee residence. No details about injuries or the condition of the body were made available when she was found. We believe he moved her body in those early morning hours, and all that is still under investigation, said Sheriff Mina. Quickly about the arrest affidavit, and of course, this was written before all this new documentation came out, so bear that in mind. Stephen Stearns has not been charged with murder, but has been arrested on other charges. The Kissimmee Police Department is the lead on the sexual battery case, working alongside Orange County Sheriff's Office's Criminal Investigations Division. 7:30 a.m. Monday, investigators say they have video evidence of Stearns dropping some items in that dumpster. 8:10 a.m. A license plate reader captured Stephen's vehicle on with the Florida tag TYLL82 driving away from the school during school hours. And of course, this is on the 20. They didn't give a date, but it's the 26th. 8:19 a.m. The video shows Stearns returning to the apartment complex, showing what appears to be Soto's body. 1:20 p.m. He is seen changing a tire on Old Hickory Tree Road. He is wearing a green, light brown hat backward. The car is facing the area of Harmony. Oh, and they actually have his arrest affidavit in. And of course, we've already gone over the arrest affidavit before, and it just gives the basic information. Basically, what we've been reading now, um, talking about where he was, some changing the tire, possibly moving the body, and his lie about dropping her off at school. Tells that he gave the consent to search his phone, and just a little bit of background on the case. Okay, where are we? All right, and I'm gonna play this video. This is the sheriff. Share screen. Okay, so we're gonna look at this video real quick. Let me. Sorry about that. Um, can't even imagine. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what happened, but we're back now. So let me get this back up here.
which unfortunately did not provide any results. Uh, her whereabouts. So our missing person uh, detectives responded to take the investigation. So they did interviews with mom from school. Uh, we were able to access Madeline's phone, and there is information on the phone. So the collectors we now areas also the emails and that and parents often bully.
Okay, I remember this was early on in the investigation, and I want to say that by this time they already were at the point where they were quote unquote feeling confident that Maddie was dead already, and it's like he's trying to say what he's saying and kind of skirt that issue because um, terms like finding out where Madeline is, getting her picture out there, is kind of skirting around the instead of not just saying straight up, we're trying to find her body. Okay. All right, and on to the next. The next is that they had the arrest warrant come out for Stephen Stearns and oh no, the warrant search warrant for the house. And I know, but it's going to be your standard arrest warrant, location, what you're looking for, why you're looking for it, what you believe you're going to find, blah, blah, blah. So we're not going to go over that. Then there were the 60 new charges against the Stephen Stearns. Uh, Sorry about that. I had to silence my phone. Um, Says that the state attorney's office in the Ninth Judicial Circuit filed 60 new charges against Stephen Stearns, the man associated with the Madeline Soto case. Shortly after Madeline Soto's disappearance, several disturbing images and videos were found on Stephen Stearns' phone. And we know now that they weren't actually found on his phone. They were found in his Google Drive, stored in the cloud, but they weren't actually on his phone per se. The City of Kissimmee Police Department quickly arrested Stearns, who remains in custody with the Osceola County Department of Corrections on no bond. The investigation revealed more images and videos depicting criminal acts. The Kissimmee Police Department provided this evidence to the state's attorney's office, which found cause to file the following charges: 8 counts of sexual battery on a child under 12, 5 counts of sexual battery with a child 12 to 18, 7 counts of lewd and lascivious molestation, 40 counts of unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual performance by a child, 10 or more images. And what we're going to come across, what I expect us to come across, but I'm going to say it here because I'm not 100% sure that it's contained in the material I'm going to share with you. There were actually over 1,700 pictures and videos of this monster doing sexual things to this child. Um, and that's all we really have on that section. There's a video, but I'm not going to show that because in the video, he basically just tells you what I just told you. All right, and so that's that for catching up on the background. Now, what I want to share with you now is some of the newer stuff, and this is where we're going to start getting into this new document dump and evidence dump. Uh, if you can at all, let me give credit where credit is due. Um, this material was actually acquired by Gavin Fish, and he has made it available to us all for a very reasonable price of $3. So, if you get a chance, go over to Gavin Fish, Gavin space Fish. He actually does some really good work. I've been subscribed to his channel for quite a while, and he does some good work, good presentations. His voice is very calming and soothing, and so it makes it a little bit easier to um, hear the things that he has to talk about in some of these more depraved cases. So we've already been over all the supplemental reports and different things up until now. So I want to start with the supplemental report for investigator Morris. And as I said, yeah, he's made all of this available to us on his uh, Patreon account. Oh, okay, so I paid for it. Where is it? Why can't I see it? Okay, there we go. Now, this one is the supplemental report from Investigator Morris. It's going to give us some more details that weren't given in the previous ones. It says make that a little bigger so you guys can see it too. Okay, guys, hold on a second. I got an incoming call. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to take that phone call. All right, so here we go. This is the supplemental reports done by investigator MJ Morris. On February 26th, 2024, at approximately 2,000 hours or 2,000 hours, which would be 8 p.m., Madeline was reported missing to the Orange County Sheriff's Office by her mother, Jennifer, and it gives the case number. Jennifer completed a sworn written statement to Orange County deputies to the following. Jennifer stated that on February 26th, at approximately 8 a.m., she saw Madeline getting ready for school. Jennifer stated Stephen Stearns took her to school and dropped her off close to the school. Jennifer says Stephen dropped Madeline off on Town Loop Boulevard between Town Center Boulevard and Hunters Park Lane. Said Jennifer said so that Stephen dropped her off between 8:30 and 8:45 a.m. Jennifer stated Madeline never made it to school. Jennifer went to Hunters Park Middle School around 4 p.m. to pick Madeline up, but she never came out of the school. Jennifer stated that she searched around the area, and then went to her mother's office, but couldn't locate Madeline. Deputy Joseph from the Orange County Sheriff's Office contacted the on-call domestic crimes detective who investigate missing persons, who advised to send the report to the missing persons squad. On February 27th, Detective Hunt from the Orange County Sheriff's Office received information that Madeline did not report to school on the previous day. Therefore, Detective Hunt began his investigation. Detective Hunt interviewed Jennifer and Stephen during the initial phase of his investigation. During these interviews, Detective Hunt noticed some inconsistencies, and I believe that's going to be the same inconsistencies that we all saw as we watched those interviews, the television interviews. Detective Tagler with the Orange County Sheriff's Office was also asked to assist with the investigating Stephen during this case. Detective Tagler would eventually become the lead investigator for the Orange County Sheriff's Office case. Detective Tagler contacted Stephen at, and that's probably his phone number or the address to the house. Detective Tagler was provided locations where Stephen's vehicle, a 2010 silver Lincoln MKZ bearing Florida tag IYLL82, had been seen during the time Stephen stated he dropped off Madeline at school. Detective Tagler confronted Stephen about his location during the interview, but Stephen would provide answers that did not match up to his vehicle location. Stephen provided consent to search his phone. However, he stated he had accidentally performed a factory reset on his phone on February 26th. Detective Tagler asked Stephen to a second time if he consented to the download of his phone, and he agreed and provided his passcode. Detective Tagler then proceeded to the security gate at Venetian Bay to review video. Upon reviewing the security video, Detective Tagler observed Stephen's vehicle exiting the complex with a female wearing a green sweater in the front seat. The female was slumped over to her left, which is an abnormal way for a person to be seated in a vehicle. At that point, Detective Tagler decided to secure the residence at, and it gives the address, for a search warrant. The Kissimmee Police Department was notified and asked to assist in this case. Detective Smallwood responded to assist Orange County in the search. The decision was made to have patrol officers from the Kissimmee Police Department secure the location for the search warrant to be executed on 2/28. On February 28th, Detective Mark Morris, was called and asked to respond to the house address to assist Orange County in executing the search warrant for their missing person case. Upon my arrival, I contacted Orange County deputies who were waiting for their forensics unit to arrive to execute the search warrant. While Orange County was serving a search warrant on the premises, a subsequent search warrant was executed on Stephen's cellular phone. Upon reviewing the contents of Stephen's phone, it was discovered several images were saved in a Google Drive. A separate search warrant was served to Google, and upon the receipt of the contents of Stephen's Google Drive, several images and videos were located which depicted an apparent child with her specifically sexual body parts, and it names three, as the focal point of the pictures and videos. There were also pictures and videos depicting an apparent child's sexual organ and mouth being penetrated by an adult male sexual organ. The child was later identified as Madeline, whose date of birth is February 22nd. During this time, it was also discovered Stephen did not drop Madeline off at school as he previously stated. Based upon the contents of Stephen's Google Drive, the suspicious nature of Madeline going missing, and the suspicious nature of Madeline going missing, it was decided that I become the lead investigator from the Kissimmee Police Department. Corporal Ilgen and I responded to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, where deputies had already arranged for Jennifer and Stephen to be transported there for a press conference. I was shown the contents of Stephen's Google Drive, where one folder that appeared dedicated to Madeline contained over 1,700 files. A majority of these photos and videos showed Madeline in different sexual positions. It just disturbs me every time I have to say something like that with this case. Based upon these images, Orange County detectives began to author an arrest warrant for Stephen due to the fact that most of these images appeared to have occurred at the residence of, I want to say that's going to be Jennifer Soto's address. Of the blank location, probable cause was provided to Detective Moore of the Kissimmee Police Department. Detective Moore wrote the arrest warrant charging Stephen with sexual battery and possession of child pornography. While the arrest warrant was being written and obtained by Detective Moore at approximately 4:45 p.m., I contacted Jennifer in a conference room at the sheriff's office. Jennifer was asked about Madeline being missing and the dynamics of the household. She had moved, and Jennifer stated her and Stephen had been dating on and off for approximately 7 years. Stephen had moved out of the home in the later part of 2023, November, December. Jennifer stated that while they were together, they would either all sleep in the same bed, Madeline would sleep or Madeline would sleep with her when Stephen was not there. When asked if it was normal that Stephen and Madeline sleep together without her being there, she said yes. Jennifer stated if she needed a good night's sleep due to her anxiety, she would ask them to sleep in a different bedroom. Orange County detective had previously shown Jennifer photographs of Stephen's penis for identification purposes. Jennifer did not want to believe that Stephen and Madeline were engaged in sexual activity, and I believe that actually, if I wrote this, then I would say something more along the lines of Jennifer did not want to believe that Stephen was engaged in the sexual assault of Madeline. Jennifer asked to see the image of Stephen and Madeline. I pulled out a printed picture from Stephen's Google Drive that showed Madeline with Stephen's penis in her mouth. Jennifer said she didn't recognize anything in the picture, as if she was in denial. However, she became visibly upset. I asked Jennifer additional questions unrelated to this particular case. I excused myself and told her that I was going to speak with Stephen. Now, that is a really big piece of like what the F right there. They showed her a picture of her daughter with her boyfriend's member somewhere it shouldn't have been. And she said she didn't recognize anything in the picture. So you mean to tell me she didn't recognize Madeline either? I contacted Stefan in the interview room at the sheriff's office. Stefan was asleep when I entered the room, along with Corporal Elgin. After introducing ourselves, I explained the reason why we were there speaking with him. I read Stefan his Miranda warnings, and it's actually Miranda rights, they're not warnings, which we waived, or I think that should say he waived and agreed to speak to us. Stefan stated he had known Jennifer for several years and they dated for most of that time. I asked Stefan what the sleeping arrangements were within the home. Stefan said Madeline typically sleeps with Jennifer in Jennifer's bed. Stefan stated Jennifer wanted them all to sleep in the same bed when he returned from being away for several months. Stefan stated Jennifer Madeline always needed human contact when going to sleep. Stefan referred to it as snuggling. As the interview went on, I asked Stefan if Madeline has ever been sexually active with anyone in the past. Stefan stated there was an incident when she was much younger. Stefan said Madeline did something with a phone or camera, but she wasn't scolded for it. Stefan said she was very young when this happened. I asked Stefan if he provided Orange County deputies consent to search through his phone, and he stated yes. I asked Stefan if he had a Google account, and he stated he did. When I asked Stefan if he saved pictures to that account, he said sometimes. Stefan stated he did not have pictures of him. Oh, Stefan stated he did have pictures of him and Madeline saved on that account. When I asked Stefan about all the pictures he saved, Stefan then asked if he should be talking to a lawyer. Shortly after that, Stefan requested an attorney. Stefan was arrested for sexual battery, familial custodial authority. So that familial custodial authority is an enhancement on just on the battery charge. It's kind of like, you got battery, then you got aggravated battery, and that aggravated part is an enhancement which uh, would allow the courts to seek a stiffer sentence. So for this sexual battery, the familial slash custodial authority is an aggravating factor that will allow the courts to seek or to impose a stiffer penalty. When the victim was under 12 years old and possession of child pornography, a warrant was obtained to collect DNA from Stefan. This warrant was executed by Orange County detectives and forensic units. I was able to search through Stefan's Google account and observe the following images. And we're going to stop right there because these images, what follows is a clear description of the images that were found in his Google Drive. Um, I'm trying to think of how I can give an example without it being too harsh or crude, but they all say something along the lines of the image contained a picture of Madeline with something in her mouth, or the image contains a picture of Madeline who appears to be asleep, and Stefan doing sexual things to her while she's asleep, and it'll like clearly describe what the sexual thing is. So, out of respect for Madeline, I'm not going to read the descriptions of the pictures. I think the fact that he even took pictures of that precious child in those situations is harm enough. So I don't want to help increase that or glorify it or publish it if I don't absolutely have to. So we get a good idea of what it was. Okay, this is the supplemental reports from investigator Smallwood. Now, this one I didn't read, so it may be very similar to the one that we just read. I don't know. I did not read this one or the next one. Jennifer provide. Okay, let's see. February 26, 2024, at approximately 8 p.m., Madeline Soto, a child, was reported missing to the Orange County Sheriff's Office by her mother, Jennifer. Jennifer provided a sworn written statement to Orange County deputies, summarizing as follows. On 2/26/2024, at approximately 8 a.m., Jennifer saw Madeline getting ready for school. Jennifer stated Stephen Stearns took her to school and dropped her off. And this is killing me because we know that in the interview that she gave, she kept saying we, and she actually gave the impression that she was in the car with Stephen and Madeline when Madeline was supposedly dropped off. But here in her written statement, she's saying that it was Stephen alone who dropped off Maddie. Um, Jennifer stated that Stephen Stearns took her to school and dropped her off about a block away from the school. Jennifer said Stephen dropped Madeline off on Town Loop Boulevard between Town Center Boulevard and it's probably going to be the name of the school. Jennifer said Stephen dropped her off between 8:30 a.m. and 8:45 a.m. Went Jennifer went to the school around 4 p.m. to pick up Madeline, but she never came out of the school. Jennifer stated she checked the area and then went to her mother's office, which was located near the school, but could not locate her. Deputy Joseph from the Orange County Sheriff's Office contacted the on call domestic crimes detective who investigated missing persons, who advised to send her report to the missing persons squad. On February 27th, Detective Hunt from the Orange County Sheriff's Office was assigned to the case. Therefore, Detective Hunt began his investigation. Detective Hunt interviewed Jennifer and Stephen and during the initial phase of his investigation. During these interviews, Detective Hunt noticed some inconsistencies in their statements. Later, Detective Tagler with the Orange County Sheriff's Office arrived on scene and was asked to assist interviewing Stephen. Detective Tagler would eventually become the lead investigator for the Orange County Sheriff's Office case. Detective Tagler interviewed Stephen at the home residence. See Detective Tagler's supplement for further details. On February 27th at approximately 9 p.m., Detective Smallwood, responded to, it's going to be that home address, to assist Detective Hunt and the Orange County Sheriff's Office with the investigation. At the time of my arrival, Jennifer, Stephen, and their roommates, so they had other people living in the house, were out of the residence and the residence was secured pending a search warrant. I really would love to hear something from the roommates because I'm sorry, but over that, considering everything that was going on over such an extended period of time, if Jennifer was just too thick to see that something was going on, or maybe she was complicit in what was going on, I find it hard to believe that no one had the slightest inkling of what was going on within those four walls. However, the roommates, depending on whether they are family members or strangers or friends who they rent rooms to, maybe one of them suspected something but didn't feel like they had the standing to be able to say anything like, this isn't my family, I, I'm just a renter, blah blah blah, and expecting that they would receive pushback or possibly an eviction or whatever if they went to Jennifer and said, hey, look, I think something's going on with Stephen and I think he's doing something to your daughter. Okay, let's see. On February 28th, the search warrant for the residence was executed. During the execution of the search warrant, information was discovered from Stefan's cell phone, and it was also discovered Stefan never dropped Madeline off at school. At that time, Detective Morris was assigned as the lead investigator on the case, and the investigation was turned over to the Kissimmee Police Department. And that is the end of his supplemental statement. Now we've got the grand jury indictment. And there's really not a whole lot to this. The grand jury indictment is really short, just one page. State of Florida versus Stephen Michael Stearns. In the name and by the authority of the state of Florida, the grand jurors of the county of Osceola, duly called, impaneled, and sworn to inquire and true presentment make in and for the body of the county of Osceola, upon their oaths, do present that Stephen Michael Stearns, on or between the 25th of February 2024 and the 27th of February 2024 in said county and state did in violation of Florida statute 782.04 1A1 from a premeditated design to effect the death of Madeline Soto, a human being, unlawfully killed Madeline Soto, a true bill. So we see that the grand jury returned a true bill. Stephen was indicted for murder. Now, this one we aren't going to go through because this is just like some technical stuff. I'm not really sure exactly about all the different abbreviations and whatnot that they use in here, but this is this discovery response from the state to the defense. The defense basically says, "Hey, I need to know what evidence you have," and the state says, "Here's all the evidence." And this is a list of all the evidence, um, all the reports, all the people who have been spoken to, uh, electronic device information, if they searched any warrants that might have been executed. That's everything. All of that is going to go into the discovery. The only thing that's not in this discovery is the copies of the photos of Stearns doing the things that he did to Madeline. If anyone wanted to see those, who was entitled to see those, they would actually have to make an appointment with the state's attorney's office and go in and view. As you see here, it says this evidence is to speaking specifically says the following media is available to view by appointments: digital media containing the defendant's cell phone download and the search warrant return of the defendant's Google accounts. This evidence is to be viewed by appointment only at the office of the state attorney, as it contains CSAM. So that is the only evidence in this case so far that the defense does not have physical custody of. They don't have that, and they're not going to get that. If they need to see it, then they'll have to go to the state's attorney's office. So I want to go over this video. Let me see if it's on here. I think I closed a couple of tabs too soon. Okay, not that. Oh goodness. I might just have to look it up on like Google or something. Yeah, I might just have to look it on like Google. So I think I've had too many tabs closed so far to be able to go back to it. I might be able to find it here. Let's see. Let me try this one. What I'm trying to get to is to the interview videos, and that's not it that I had open earlier. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna check it out on YouTube. And I know that we've watched it before, but I want to look at it again, having having the new evidence in mind. I don't want to use theirs. This might be the one I'm looking for right here.
Okay. So the first question is if I can have your first, your last name, and spell them both out for me.
Okay.
Let's check
Jennifer
this out.
Soto, JENNIFER SOTO.
Mother.
Mother.
Jennifer, tell me how you feel right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family's a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry about that. We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You can do whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what conversations you had, but whatever you feel comfortable sharing that will put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What does the school say? Have you been in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything. The cameras is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything's too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they looked. I just waited to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior
Not at
to
all.
just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because I have, well, the detectives don't have her phone. But this isn't my behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working, but she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I was the one who took her to school in the morning. I was her partner.
13?
She's 13 years old.
13, Madeline?
Madeline.
What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. You know, how else to think?
Friends, the friend's parents, you contacted every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunter's Creek, rants and reads, and what have you. Did people say that they were going to come to some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people are being stopped in the street, just going in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, you know, a lot is going on in the brain, so to bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can stick her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at Jane's house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one weekend, maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have gone to wait for me at the school. But we did check if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I said take my time. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it.
And you said this is not like her.
No, not at all.
To run away, argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently that have us outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions? Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the family's feeling, Madeline?
We're desperate for answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope he's okay.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No word, no text message, no messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias, I've looked at all her games she could have played with, any app. No weird conversations, nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
Did she knows how to get home by herself? As if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
Sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I'm thinking if someone got in touch with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get, but like, does she know a full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She was home
So
with
there's
me.
no need for her to really
Exactly.
look. Okay. He said no time? Everything. All right, the first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me. Student, STE.
So I want to stop before his interview. So you notice how she uses a lot of we in there. And even though she says at one point, my partner dropped her off that morning, it wasn't me. When she's talking about the trip to the school and dropping Maddie off, she's using we. And it gives the impression that she was in the car. She was there when Maddie was dropped off. Because she said something like she walked away and that was the last time we saw her, or something like that. Now, I do want to say this because some people didn't like it when I was saying what I was saying about Jennifer Soto in the beginning, and I had a feeling. Now it's come out that she's doing things like letting or even telling this man to go sleep in the bed with her daughter. First of all, I raised sons and daughters. My boyfriend ain't sleeping in the bed with none of them. Because why? Then it said that if she needed to get a good night's sleep, she would ask them to sleep in another room. How can you what does someone in the bed with you have to do with you getting a good night's sleep if there's nothing going on because you're all asleep laying there peacefully? So things that she says just does not add up. And I really, 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 it's really stuck in my brain that she looked at that picture and said she didn't recognize anything in it. Now, the word on the street is that she's actually institutionalized in a mental hospital or something like that. I don't know if it's true. I haven't heard that from any reliable sources. I've only heard that I've only heard it as a rumor, and I've had some reliable sources mention it, but they only mention it as a rumor. Different channels that I watch, like Police Off the Cuff and Duty Ron, a few others. Can't remember exactly which channel I saw it on, but it was a channel that I trust the way that I trust like Duty Ron and Police Off the Cuff. And so it was a trusted channel that said that Jennifer is possibly institutionalized. Um, let's see. I don't want to play his interview because we already know that everything he said was a lie. What I want to play now is the audio of the police interviewing or interrogating or interviewing Stephen Stearns on February 27th, the day after Maddie was reported missing. And I get the impression from some things that are said in this particular interview that Stephen was also interviewed on the 26th, because at one point the detective says, "Well, I wasn't here yesterday, so if you could just kind of start from the beginning." All right, so let's take a listen at this.
Case number 24-11313. Today's date is February 27, 2024. The time is 19:16 hours. Morning, Casino speaking with Stefan Stearns. Okay, so I know that you already spoke to the other detective, right, about everything that kind of happened today. If you can just kind of go over it with us one more time, the timeline from like when you guys woke up and took her to school and all that.
So we woke up early. The plan was that we were going to get McDonald's breakfast on the way, so we made amazingly good time.
I don't mean to interrupt you, okay? Neither of us were here yesterday, so if you can be kind of like specific about like times and stuff like that, okay?
We woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we talked about getting McDonald's breakfast before, so we got to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30, 7:45ish, maybe. Got over to that area. She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing till we got there. We got to McDonald's. We're close to McDonald's. I said, "You still want it?" Wasn't interested in McDonald's anymore, so we continued on. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. She prefers her mom's car, but my cars are, I guess, kind of empties. I get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8:40ish. Somewhere in there. It was a long stretch of the road that on the right side that has all the communities on it. Before you get to the overpass, you can see the overpass from where it was. So it was on that side in that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. She said she was going to go wait for her friends. She's going to find them and hang out and wait for her friends. And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, "Yeah, that's fine." Kids get dropped off early enough as it is. It's not totally unusual for that to happen. It's just not usually that early that I drop her off. I do school runs every once in a while for her. I said, "Okay." Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and just watching her in the rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. And I assumed it was probably headphones or something like that. But I found out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been looking for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. Looked like any other day. think I just continued on.
Okay. When you say you dropped her off like in the area, kind of like where exactly did you drop her off?
So if you pull down the street going towards the school,
Mm-hmm.
you've got that whole strip of communities on the right side there.
Mm-hmm.
It was in that stretch of sidewalk there. We pulled in and maybe about halfway up the street or so, and she was like, "Right here's good."
Was it like in one of the apartment complexes, the
Not
church?
in, it was outside of the apartment. It was just on the sidewalk on the side of the road there, just like a tuck and roll, you know.
Okay, so like if I were to be on the road, where, like, what do you remember seeing that you dropped her off at?
So remember the overpass is up ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Sidewalk was on the right, road trees, there's I think a median in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another community maybe across from that before you get to the church.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like before the church.
So Talmud Boulevard's that street that connects to the school.
Yeah.
Is that the street that you?
Is this which one?
So that's Talmud Boulevard, right? That's the one that
And where's the school? Okay.
school's right there.
School's right there. Okay, so the school would be on the left in this case. Here's the
So you
overpass
guys
I was
came from
talking
this side?
about. Yeah, we came from Town Loop, I think. Which is Town Center, yeah. So we made a right here and then pulled somewhere about there.
So you
Where's-
came from Town Center and turned onto Town Loop.
Yeah, where's the church? Is this the church here?
There's a that's the church.
Okay, so we weren't up to the church yet. So we were pulled on here and then we pulled maybe about halfway up here. And dropped her off somewhere in this area here.
And she walked from there to the school?
Yeah.
It's a pretty long way.
It's maybe a block or so, but it's not out of the ordinary for her. She likes to do that sometimes. She likes the cold weather. She's wearing a hoodie. She likes the cold walk.
So you dropped her off near Lilac? Does that sound right?
Yeah, it wasn't at a cross street. It was just a bit of the sidewalk there.
So did you merge into the sidewalk, or did you stop in the middle of the street, or?
I just pulled over to the sidewalk. I could hop out.
How often do you drop her off?
This might be the 5th or 6th time I've ever done it.
Okay. And when you drop her off, where do you normally drop her off at?
Normally down the street from the school. She requests that a lot.
Like the same area or somewhere else?
Especially if it's sometimes in the church parking lot, sometimes just wherever she tells us to let her out. As long as it's close, you know.
So it's halfway between Town Loop and Town Center and the church.
Yeah, it's just in this stretch right here. Like we got about maybe halfway up. It's there.
The McDonald's that you guys were gonna stop at, did you pull into the plaza at any point?
No, she 86 the idea before we even got there.
What do you mean by 86?
Poo-poo the idea. Didn't want it anymore.
Okay.
Wasn't gonna leave it anymore.
At any point while you were driving to the school, did you make a U-turn?
Yeah, I tried to sell her on McDonald's one more time because I was still kind of hungry, but at that point she was also just wanting to get to school.
Okay.
So we
Where
turned right back around.
did you make that U-turn at?
Actually, the school park, not school parking lot, the church parking lot. I pulled into that, turned around and pulled back out. Did the U there and went back to the McDonald's. She still wasn't having it. That's when we came back. See, the McDonald's is on the same town loop or town center. It connects to the same road that the
Mm-hmm.
That the school's on.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
it's like a straight shot.
So you guys came from, just so I can kind of get a good visualization, Town Center, and where did you come from? Town Center.
Town center. So where's McDonald's? I'm so bad at reading these. I'm sorry. So we can't.
Okay, so you saw them just catch him in one of his lies and call him out on it. But the way that they called him out on it, they didn't just throw it in his face. You're lying. He's like, well, if you were doing such and such, then how come we have this? How come there's this video of you?
No, this is Town Center. So you said you were on Town Center, and then you made a right on Town Loop, which is the one that takes you to the school,
Yes, correct.
right? But what I'm saying is before town loop, or I'm sorry, for town center, what street did you take?
I'm so sorry, I'm bad with the streets around here.
How do you usually get to the school?
I just take John Young and then wait till I see the McDonald's and make a left there and then follow that around and that goes straight into the road that the school is on. Just use the landmarks and I don't memorize the street names.
Is that J-Lo?
Yeah. So this is JYP.
I mean, at the McDonald's, you turn right?
And then you said you made a left at the McDonald's? So that's John Young Parkway, you're going north.
Left at McDonald's and then go around and then that shoots straight into the road that she's on.
Okay. Because that's,
I believe that's the correct road.
yeah, well, that's the fastest way to get there. But you told me you came from town center and town loop.
I'm sorry, I don't know the street names.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So,
I do know
no,
this.
that's okay. So now you know that you came from John Young Parkway and made a left on town loop.
Mhm.
So you passed the
Yeah,
McDonald's.
that was when she said that was McDonald's the first time.
Okay. So you guys keep on going on town loop.
Yeah, but at that point, we still had a lot of time to kill. But,
So what did you guys do?
drove towards the school, made a U-turn, came back, tried to do the McDonald's thing again. She didn't want it.
So where did you, one more time, where did you do the U-turn at?
It probably was right by the church because it was still way too early for school. So it was on that stretch of road. You had the meeting there and the separation, so that left turn where the church is, they make a U-turn there.
And then after you dropped her off,
Oops, I'm sorry.
what did you do?
Go talk to her for a minute, make sure, is it alright that you're going early, because it was still early. She said, yeah, it's fine, I'm gonna hang out with my friends to get there, which she does sometimes, so it doesn't sound, outrageous or anything. That was it, told her to have a good day, I loved her. Told her she loved me too. I turned around to leave and I was watching her in my rearview mirror. She looked like she was walking in the right direction. She was rummaging in the bag a little bit, like I said, but still sort of just shambling in the right direction while she was doing it. So it looks normal, it looked okay.
Okay, and then what did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home, maybe about an hour or so, and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there. And came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. And then I waited here and went back to the vape shop. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out was a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was there when you got here at 10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at a blood appointment. Let me double check. I'm not sure. She had a blood appointment at some point during the day.
It's okay, we don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here, she might have not have been here.
I believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could, but she's been stuck up in the work schedule, so she had to be here because she's been obviously on.
Okay.
I'll double check, but yeah, I believe she was here.
And then what time did you say you left again to the smoke shop?
Maybe for an hour or so, maybe 11 or so.
Okay. And then what time did you get to the smoke shop?
It's maybe 2 minutes away, so not long after that. I stopped in and got some juice.
What's the name of the smoke shop?
East Monroe.
And then after the social
Not sure how they got it. Like that sounds like an airplane. They may have been outside talking to him, but I kind of got the impression that this occurred at the police station. But maybe I'm wrong because that's definitely the sound of an airplane passing overhead.
Until 12:45 something like that.
and then what did you do after that?
I had a couple errands to run with our 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to go pick up. Um, so I was visiting some car shops around the area at 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release and seeing what the situation was with it.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled it over into one of those plazas somewhere. It's been about 10 years since I switched out a tire though, so I made a lot of rookie mistakes and ended up pinning my thumb between the frame and the jack. Yeah, lucky it's not a lot worse than it could have been.
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance? Do you remember like what store it was?
It was like right before you got the egg out, so it was one of those little strips.
Okay. And then
But I
after
did not
that?
make it back in time because of that. I thankfully had the spare. I put that on and tried to get back in time, but it probably the red light on the way and she didn't even put that back without about 10 minutes late on it. I called her and let her know what happened. I apologized profusely because I'm standing there with me to pick her up.
So did he lie about where he got the flat tire, or is 192 and Hickory Tree Road the same?
She'd already got me in.
If you're from that area, let me know.
Did you check on the lock for cell phone? You're not sure what your phone is? I noticed, I'm sorry, you're not so gone, right? Is it normal for her to not have her phone?
Unfortunately, she's severely ADHD as an I am her mother.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not uncommon at all, and that really, really usual thing for her to forget things. She forget her head if it wasn't screwed on. And worse when you got pulled out, writing her about that. And they remind her, and then they would read my mind, and she'll say, okay, and then we'll leave her alone.
And is she on medication for this stuff?
Normally, yes. She's been staying with her grandparents a lot this week while her mom was working. So she was not doing her mental health.
Where's mama? What changed in her hours that she was on this? So different hours. Yeah, that's what it's on. And where's the McDonald's?
Because the schools are here.
I'm messing up the street today.
This one's town center. Town.
We're just trying to figure out your direction of travel, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with that area over there on the street.
You said you made a U-turn
Mm-hmm.
at the church to go see if she wanted McDonald's again, correct? Did you go anywhere else? Because I know you said we had time to kill.
Yeah.
Did you guys go anywhere else?
No, we didn't go anywhere else.
Is there a reason why you would be back on John Young Parkway?
We tried to go back to McDonald's a second time. We would have made a left over there instead. We just looped around again.
What do you mean?
Just made a circle.
Made a circle house. Can you show me on the map?
So
this is the
going
McDonald's
back down
right
to
here, right?
McDonald's.
That's the McDonald's right there.
So go back down and then just stay shot like that.
You would come down this way?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Where's the McDonald's?
McDonald's is right here. This is town loop. So this is Jungle Park. Right
Oh,
here.
yeah,
Coming up.
okay, this is McDonald's.
And the school's on this one.
Correct. And we're somewhere over here.
Mhm.
So come back down here, there, and we can take a straight shot back down to the school. They connect, town loop and town center connect.
Right.
So it's,
So where did you make the U-turn?
the U-turn was on the street when we were going to go back to McDonald's. And we drove down to McDonald's here.
Right. So just so I don't get confused. You're going off Jungle Parkway, right? You're going north.
Originally.
Right. You make a left at McDonald's.
Go towards the school.
How far did you get? Before you made the U-turn?
This the school right
Yep, that's town loop.
here. So we got up here and then make a U-turn. That's the route.
Okay.
He keeps like trying to play like he don't know the streets or whatever. I find that hard to believe that he doesn't know at least like the main streets or the streets that he takes very often. Because anywhere that I've ever lived, I might not have been able to give you exactly whatever on the map. But if it's streets that I had to travel a lot, like going to work or going to school or to these different comic places that he was talking about, I at least knew the name of that street and maybe a couple of the side streets.
I want McDonald's, but I did go for a raspberry and cheese Danish.
So did you go through the drive-thru? Did you go
No.
inside?
Get them sides.
Or did you get the Danish one?
Oh, I put maintenance that I'm talking about.
Okay.
So she wasn't without food totally. So we just continued past it again and turned around and said, screw it, you know, just drop you off early.
Okay, so you came back around to the McDonald's.
And right down to the school.
What's is that back on Jungle Parkway?
Back
Or?
on John Young Parkway. Comes down here. And then this town center again.
So then you took the town center the second time around?
Yes, and then I get right down to the school.
Do you
Okay.
remember what time you dropped her off?
I estimated it to be sometime between 8:20, 8:40.
Are you on your phone? Do you have Google Maps?
I do, but I wasn't lapsing it.
When you're giving her rides, does she sit in front or the back?
You should tell me fine.
Do you mind if I look at your map?
Yeah, they got to be outside somewhere.
And just to confirm, also you said so the second time around, you said you went up Jungle Parkway, went town center this time. We were right on town, and then you said you dropped us this okay, which was before.
Hey, Snooty.
Correct. Before the underpass, just before the church. The church was ahead on the left, the underpass is just beyond that, the school's just on the other side.
Okay, on the left hand side.
Maybe a block.
Okay. And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. She doesn't like being seen getting out of certain cars. Middle school, it's an English thing. And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
Do you want to just take a picture of your history?
Yeah, it's fine.
And that time would have been, you said around
8:20, 8:30, sometime between 8:20 and 8:40.
what time does she go into class?
She has to be there no later than 9:15. Doors open at 8. I mean, doors open at 9, I think. And school officially starts around 9:20 or 9:28, I think.
Okay. And when you dropped her off, is that earlier than typical, later than typical, around the same time?
Earlier than typical. We made really good time that morning, and with the subtraction of McDonald's, we had more time than usual.
Okay.
And she said it was okay. She was very confident and convincing that it would be fine.
And you saw what direction she walked to after dropping off?
Yeah, it looked like she was moving towards the direction of the school that she was supposed to.
Was she still on the right side of the road, or did she
She
cross?
was going on that three, yeah, she was still on the right side. S23.
I don't know what this thing.
I'm sorry, I barely know how to work it myself.
I'm an iPhone person.
No,
Is it okay if I go in your settings real quick? I just want to see if you're logged on to Google.
I am not logged on like with that.
Is it okay if I check?
Yeah.
Does she have any other devices besides that phone? Any other electronics?
She had her school laptop with her.
Is that still supposed to be it?
Still supposed to be with her, yes.
What kind of book bag does she carry?
Black.
I also find it hard to believe how him and Jennifer are saying that Maddie left her phone and that wasn't like abnormal. She tends to leave her phone sometimes because every kid that I know that has a phone, they're glued to that phone.
What kind of book bag does she carry?
Black book bag with like grayish blue hibiscus flowers on it, like print.
When she leaves in the mornings, what does she usually put her phone?
Either in her backpack or like her back pocket, kind of wherever she just thinks to put it at the time.
Hold on, I don't have this still. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
I don't know, you've probably been asked already, but she's never ran away or been away for longer than a certain period of time, amount of time. How about you?
She's very dependent on me, so I don't think she'd know what to do if she did run away. She's not the type. She's a good kid.
Besides the ADHD, is she diagnosed with anything else?
Yeah, she was tested a while back and had some symptoms of autism, so she's potentially on the spectrum there.
Okay.
She was officially diagnosed with it when she was younger, and when she was retested and said, well, she shows symptoms of being on the spectrum, but maybe not full on autistic.
Is this what you use to go places?
Yes. Go places, search addresses, look at store hours, write reviews. It's pretty new phone. Have we had any updates?
We literally have like 50 people right now on scene looking. I don't know if there's any others. I don't know if he's the other detective because he's the one that is in charge of all this.
I feel like he was sweating trying to find out if they found the body yet.
I don't think I've eaten anything since yesterday.
I'm sure you guys are ready.
When did you come back to help, him?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, cause you live down south, right? When did you come back up north to help him?
I just got here this weekend.
Do you remember what day it was?
Sunday was her birthday party, so yeah, it was the evening after her birthday party. Sunday.
Okay. Do you remember what time you got here on Sunday?
8:30ish maybe.
Okay.
Some time to make sure that she was doing all her nighttime routines. Wait for her mom to get home.
Now, and this is like kind of like off subject from the interview, but I was just thinking about it, and I was watching. I believe it was Police Off the Cuff, and they were talking about how a lot of these SA predators have a certain age range that they're attracted to. 8 to 11 or 10 to 14 or whatever. And they were saying that this case may be a case of him disposing of his victim who had become too old. And I thought about that too. Maybe she started to show an interest in boys, or maybe she had a little boyfriend or something, or maybe she was interested in girls and had a little girlfriend or something. And he saw her slipping away from him and decided to get rid of her. But the thing that makes me not believe that is because that would require a level of premeditation. And I feel like whatever happened happened in the spur of the moment because the whole thing is sloppy. You got a body in a car for God only knows how long, going different places. You're throwing away things right in the dumpster in your own backyard, like in your own apartment complex. You know, um, the place where he dumped the body. I mean, it was barely 20 miles away, and it was so easily found, so easy to be found because of where it was. He's right. It's right by a road. It's by a gate that possibly gets used a lot. Um, I don't think there was much pre-planning in this particular murder. Now, before I started back, I also they're banding about that Maddie died of head trauma. Uh, I haven't yet heard what type of head trauma or what type they suspect it to be, but the way it was phrased was that she died from I can't remember the exact word, something like extreme head trauma or severe head trauma. But this head trauma that she suffered would have been catastrophic. So I guess we'll see as things move on if that'll be verified.
You live in North Pole, right?
Yeah, I split my time between the two.
Is that on Snug Street?
Snug Street,
Oh,
yeah.
that makes sense. You have a lot of Snug Street on here.
Yeah, I split my time between the two.
Is that Broward County or?
Sarasota County, I believe,
Okay.
or Charlotte County, either way. It's my parents' house. They help these days. They got a house full of poodles. It's chaos. So I needed to come back up here and just get away from that. Between two deaf old people yelling at each other and poodles yapping all the time. You have to drive anyone up a wall.
Also, maybe he tried something and Madeline said no.
Yapping all the time. You have to drive anyone up a wall. Just very happy to be back here.
Did you and your wife, when you guys were looking for, where did you guys look?
Me and her stayed local. There was all the rest of the family that mobilized and was beating the bushes in.
Did you guys drive together or separate?
I think we drove anywhere when we were looking.
You didn't drive anywhere?
Not that I recall.
Did you guys go anywhere last night? Is that maybe?
Maybe, I think Fox 35 or something.
Let me turn to music.
I don't recall.
So he says he doesn't believe they went anywhere when they were looking. How were you looking if you didn't go anywhere to look for him?
I don't recall. You have to ask her if we went anywhere. I don't recall. I was so zonked out on Madeline at that point. That side was a wreck. I don't
And
think,
this would have been when?
I don't recall us going anywhere last night. Honestly, at that point my brain was mush and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stable. It's just,
You said Ativan?
yeah.
Do you usually take that or?
Yeah, I have a prescription. I haven't needed it in a long time though, but
What's that for?
anxiety.
Okay.
I was having these rolling panic attacks and breaking down crying, and I just.
I got lost. Sorry.
And it was the only way I could get to sleep last night. And then again this afternoon, so that's why I missed your calls. I'm sorry. I was doing that again and conked out. It's the only time when I'm not crying. It's okay if I just pop down real quick.
So we're trying to get just a good idea, times, all that stuff.
I'm so sorry. I'm giving my best recollections. I'm not a morning person as it is.
Excuses.
Best guess.
But we know that you go up Jonghyun Parkway, down, that's the road you usually take to take her. And then you make a left at that McDonald's, right, which is in town.
You can make a left to get there either at the McDonald's or at Town Center itself. They both lead to the school.
So if you leave her at, just so you get a sense of direction, Jonghyun Parkway goes northbound and southbound. So you're going northbound into Orange County, making a left at the McDonald's, which is the town loop. You said when you did drop her off at that medium, you said it was around 8:20 to 8:30-ish, somewhere around that time.
Somewhere in there, yeah. It was early, but not like outrageously early, you know?
So what would you estimate when you made a left at that McDonald's?
After I dropped her off?
No, I'm saying when you dropped her off.
First left by that McDonald's.
Yeah, when you first go, that first left that you make at the McDonald's.
Had to have been around maybe 8, maybe quarter after 8, sometime in there.
Okay.
Sometime between 8 and a quarter after, I think.
All right. So just so it's, you can kind of picture it here on the map. So you're going northbound. You make a left here around like 8:10, 8:15. Let's say 8:15, around there. When you get over here, you make a U-turn, you go back to the McDonald's. But you said that she still doesn't want the
Still
McDonald's.
doesn't want it. She was just going to eat the Danishes that I had given her.
So you're going up here now, still northbound on Joniak Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
You make a left at Town Center this time,
Town Center, then make a right onto, yes.
and then you drop her off around like
dropped her off around halfway up the road there.
So keep in mind, all of this is still northbound,
Okay.
right? You're still northbound on Joniak Parkway.
Okay.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10? I'll show you what location it is. McDonald's is over here.
Mm-hmm.
At 8:10, your car is seen going southbound at this intersection. So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left. I forgot my gate clicker. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was a long time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guessing maybe these times. I'm not a bad person.
Okay.
So yes, we've gone out.
How far did you get before you came back down when you realized you forgot your clicker?
Nearly all the way to school. And then we had plenty of time to kill, so.
I had to step away for a second, but I just wanted to point out how they busted him on that little lie he just told, or that big lie that he just told. Oh, I was here doing this. I did this at such and such a time. Oh, it was at such and such a time. So that's northbound. Why do we have you over here going southbound at this time? He was really, I think he was really trying to just freestyle this whole interview and just say something off the top of his head to try to, support his lies or support his case. And I guess he's just not good at thinking fast on his feet.
It was time to go back. I rushed back, got the clicker, and that's when I came back here this
So
way.
you guys came back here to get your clicker.
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here with her in the
Yes,
car.
with her in the passenger seat,
Okay.
yes.
I know it sounds like we're asking you stupid questions, okay? We just want to verify
okay.
the
I'm sorry I'm
times.
not being more help. I'm not a more I was half asleep as it was. Trying
The clickers to get where?
into our neighborhood.
Okay, and you forgot the clicker where?
I forgot the clicker here.
So how did you get in?
I used my parking sticker to put on the scan to let me through.
Okay. So could you not have done that after you dropped her off?
I could have, but I also like to come back in from the back gate a lot of the times, and I didn't know if I would be back right away. And sometimes they're busy up front, so it's better not to wait in the line.
What time is security usually there at the front gate?
They were there when I came through. We scanned my ticket.
So would it have not just made more sense to drop her off and come back since security's already there?
I don't know if it made more sense. It's just what I did.
Anything else that we haven't asked you feels important? Maybe that might help us out.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble recollecting everything.
I'm going to step away for a second.
Anything that you remember maybe she might have told you?
She didn't mention anything in particular. I made a joke about her Crocs. She wears Crocs and socks. So we were joking about that.
Would she say she's usually like a happy
Very,
go
very happy. She brings a lot of joy. She's a very good girl. It definitely doesn't feel the same around here if she's not here. She's so happy too. She's looking forward to my visit here. She's looking forward to us all being together.
I doubt that.
She's just happy. She's just very happy.
Oh,
I loved her like she was my own.
and is she the only child, or does she have siblings?
She is the only child, yes.
Do you have any kids with anyone else? Or?
No.
So she's kind of.
You can call me.
So you'd say you guys have a pretty good relationship.
So this wasn't in any of this documentation, but well, I believe it was in the descriptions that I chose not to share. But there was an incident that this thing Stephen Stearns recorded where he was telling Maddie to put a certain thing in her mouth for 3 seconds while he counted, and that if she didn't do it, she wouldn't be allowed to play with the phone. And I forgot how old she was at that time, but just, oh my God.
So she goes to when her mom gets in a fight with her and she needs someone to comfort her.
Mhm.
And that person for her now.
How's her relationship with mom?
Good most of the time. Yeah. Puberty not long ago, so she's got the PMS mood swings, and her mom gets into it. Maybe butt heads and so, as well as you can expect. But otherwise, very loving. Very loving. This girl knows nothing but love you. So she hardly ever hears the word no. Double-edged sword that is.
How is she in school?
So. She's so in school.
Like grade
She's
wise?
doing a lot better though. Apparently she just made student of the week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so we're very proud of her. She's doing singing choir. She's sounding just amazing. She sang for me last night. I immediately wanted to show her the movie Sister Act because the choir singing. It's so pretty, reminded me. Told her I was very proud of her.
Does she have like video games, anything like that?
She does like video games. Yeah, she plays Roblox, Minecraft. I think those are the two big ones that I know of.
You know, her to like ever have any friends on there that she talks to?
She does. She does group chats. She does like voice chatting too on it. Usually with like her cousins or her friends. And they'll all be playing Roblox or something. And, yelling at each other on the phone.
When was the last time y'all lived together?
December.
You said the reason was for your parents down there.
Yeah, going down to help them because they're getting on in age and they're making their end of life plans and they need someone to help out.
Can I lock this one?
Sure.
I have a question. Sorry, are you guys done? The other detective mentioned that you did not have your phone yesterday.
Correct.
Tell me about that.
I left my phone at home in the morning too. I was so busy riding her to get us out the door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. They both left their phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off, I was still without it. I got it, got my phone and went back to the smoke shop.
Okay.
When I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. I went to do an update yesterday morning. And I don't know what the fuck, pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone and lose all of my contacts, all my information.
Mm-hmm. What time was that? Do you remember?
Oh, sometime while I was hanging out with her, I looked at her.
So you guys remember when I posted the video showing exactly the steps to factory reset your device. There is no way in the world that you could possibly do that by accident. And also, he said he did it in the midst of a major OS update. Those over the air updates, they're not even in the same place in your settings as the factory reset is. So there's no way that you could mix them up or um, accidentally do one while you're intending to do the other because they're in completely separate parts of the settings menus.
Sometime while I was hanging out, I looked at her and said, what did I just do? She might know better. I don't know what time it was. It was when I was here.
That's probably the only truthful thing he said. That at some point in time during this, probably right after he killed this baby, he looked at himself and said, "What the f did I just do?" That's probably the only piece of truth in this whole everything that's come out of his mouth.
I don't think I have any other questions. Do you?
I don't know where my head was yesterday. It was so far up my backside.
That's okay, we understand. In the meantime, while we're waiting for all this to get sorted out, I am gonna hold on to your phone, okay? I'll give it back to you when we're done. Okay? Do you have any questions for us?
How long are you gonna need my phone? That's
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for my supervisor to call me.
my dad. That's just my dad's using that to get a hold of me and get updates.
They can call Jen's phone.
Okay.
Did the other detective give you his business card?
I believe so.
Okay, well here's mine in case you want it for any reason.
Okay.
Okay? Do you swear that everything you told us is true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. I know it's a little hectic right now. And I know you were about to head somewhere. If you can just hang tight and refrain from going back in your car, please.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I was actually gonna move it over this spot.
No, just leave it here. It's fine. Thank you.
So that was his. I believe this would have been his second interview with the police in the case. Now, I'm not going to play these because I think these are Gavin Fish's videos from his channel. So, what I'm going to do is say, go over and check out the Gavin Fish YouTube channel. I'll drop it in the description. He does really good work, very thorough. And like I said, his voice is just so calming. Like, I could listen to him forever. But he presents some really good information, really good cases. So make sure you check him out. Matter of fact, let me do that right now before I forget. So I will forget. Oh, he also has a website, so I'm gonna put that in the description also. So guys, I guess that's it for tonight, for today, and um, I'll come back in a few days, I guess, if we have anything new pop up. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time.